Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, encouraging women to give entrepreneurship a try, plus building on our region's culture of committed civic leadership. But first, expanding air service at Pittsburgh International Airport. Just the past year, several new airlines have begun serving the airport. It's added more nonstop destinations, and Delta's seasonal transatlantic service is expanding to 7 days a week this spring. And now OneJet is expanding its routes out of Pittsburgh. The startup airline has announced plans to serve Hartford, Connecticut, starting May 9th, and other destinations to be announced over the course of the next quarter, building on the service to Indianapolis and Milwaukee that it started last year. And Matthew McGuire is with us today. He's the CEO of OneJet. Ray LaHood is an advisor to the airline. He's also the former U.S. Secretary of Transportation. And Christina Cassotis is back with us. She's the CEO of the Allegheny County Airport Authority. Good to see all three of you. Thanks for coming here. Yeah, Matt, well, this is great news. So the announcement, the announcement specifically is immediate addition of service, but more to come, right?
Sure. So starting May 9th, we'll have twice daily nonstop flights from Pittsburgh to Hartford. Currently, there's about 80 people traveling each direction in that market, and today they're connecting for 4 or 5 hours. We'll be getting them there in 1 hour flat.
Okay, and then more to come beyond that, right? You're talking about some real emphasis on.
Well, that's right. I mean, we've been in Pittsburgh since May. Yeah. So we launched operations. We currently have service to Milwaukee, to Indianapolis. And as we said this morning, you know, our decision to expand service in Pittsburgh was really a result of the response that we've seen so far. You know, average load factors have been above 80%, and really the response from the local corporate community, so the major employers here in Pittsburgh, to listen to us and appreciate our product and put their people on our airplanes when we're a relatively new brand in the marketplace. That's been tremendous. Yeah,
well, Christina, you've been at the helm of the airport now for about a year, I guess,
over,
right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, this has got to be great news.
It is. We love the innovation. We love the business model. We love how what OneJet is doing is filling a very real need that we have in this community to reconnect us nonstop with some major markets that the network carriers have chosen to forego. So this is the answer, and what we love is how responsive the community has been, how well we work with OneJet, and how much of a future we see with them. So we're very excited about them and their innovation.
Yeah, Ray, and you've been involved with getting the full court press from Pittsburgh's leadership. Right. I think when you were the Secretary of Transportation. Is what OneJet is doing? I mean, is it really an important part of the solution for so many of these mid-sized markets in America that have lost a lot of air service?
A lot of communities have lost air service, and a lot of communities still have their businesses there, still have their corporate headquarters there. And a lot of their people are wasting a lot of time standing around, sitting around airports, trying to transfer planes, waiting for delays. This avoids all of that. This really takes advantage of an opportunity to fly your people to a destination, and that their time is well used. At the announcement that was made in Pittsburgh, all of the business community was there, all of the political leadership was there. This is a way to say to the business community, we understand that time is so important, and a way to really deliver your people where they need to go is to use OneJet.
So folks who don't know the service, the niche, the opportunity you discovered is what exactly? How do you make this work?
Yeah, well, this really started at MIT, kind of looking at all these regional markets, you know, 300 to 700 miles in stage length, many of which had nonstop service, but with network carrier consolidation had seen nonstop service be taken away, and frankly, connecting options getting more difficult. And what we found was that using 7-seat light jet aircraft, that was really kind of the right sized aircraft for these types of markets where you had maybe 30, 40, 50 passengers a day traveling in each direction, because we can really offer a very tailored product for the corporations in these communities, for high yield passengers, but not dilute the network carrier system, which would make this ultimately unsustainable if we were doing that.
In a practical way, the way this works is you can buy a ticket online, you can go to the airport and get a ticket, you go to through the security, you go through, if you're TSA screened, you go through TSA, and you go to the plane. There's no shortcuts. There's no business about trying to give any advantage. This is an airline, and they abide by all of the security regulations and all of the laws. This is just a more efficient way to deliver people.
And it sounds like for our kind of market, given the really strong corporate strengths we have here, this is like a dream come true.
Basically,
right?
and that to Secretary LaHood's comments earlier, that's why we had so many people at the press conference at the announcement, is because it's so important. And actually, we hosted a lunch for OneJet a couple of months ago and said, let's introduce you, let's make sure you understand the product, understand that you are buying your ticket on Orbitz or Expedia, that you are going through TSA, and you are getting on what looks like a very private aircraft, but in fact is an airline, a commercial airline, taking you to destinations you wouldn't get to otherwise nonstop. So it's incredibly important. The community has been vocal and supportive, and we appreciate that.
And so your early experience, you got operating a couple of routes, it clearly went well enough that you've decided to do more here. Right?
Yeah. Well, it has, and I think what's important, certainly for us, 7 seats makes a lot of sense, but people say, well, 7 seats, how impactful can that be? When you look at the travel patterns of even major corporations, take FedEx for example, even between major headquarters, they're moving 5, 6, 7, 8 people a day. So with a 7-seat aircraft, you're really creating a tailor-made solution for companies in communities like Pittsburgh. And frankly, if you can get them there in an hour versus 4 or 5 hours with a connection, people travel more and more business gets done.
And Hartford is interesting because I actually had this conversation with the gentleman who runs the airport in Hartford, and he said, I'm getting a lot of pressure to get service back to Pittsburgh because of the insurance industry. So we understand, and so does OneJet, and Matt in particular, sort of the exact industries that are being impacted market by market, and that allows us to reach out to them and to make them aware of what the opportunity is. And I think once they experience it, it becomes easy. It becomes a very easy selection to make because, to Matt's point, some people just don't go anymore.
Yeah,
right?
They just don't fly.
And that means that business isn't getting done as efficiently.
Well, and again, as Secretary LaHood said, I mean, the beautiful thing about this is, we took 12 months to make the investment in getting all the TSA credentials. So we have the same TSA approvals as Delta, American, anyone else. Eligible travelers can go through TSA pre. Again, we go from the main terminals. We're selling through the existing distribution systems. So that took a lot of time and effort to complete. But because of that, when we go into these major corporations, this is really a turnkey solution for them.
This is as safe an air travel as you can get in America today, and very efficient.
Well, and it really is. It's just it's the way people are used to traveling, and really critical part of what makes this attractive and successful.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So OneJet. So well, good luck. Again, when do you start the new service?
Flights start May 9th, and we'll go on sale April 1st to Hartford.
Right. And how do they find you online if somebody wants to buy one of those 7 tickets?
You can go to onejet.com, Expedia, Travelocity, or through your corporate booking tool.
You got it everywhere, just like a real airline.
That's right.
Matthew McGuire, CEO of OneJet, Ray LaHood, the former Secretary of Transportation, Christina Cassotis from the airport. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very much.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Next up, steering more women into entrepreneurship and what it takes to make more startups successful. Stay with us.